We are honored to have Dr. Onpavee Nitisingkarin from Mahidol University, Thailand, to be the guest presenter for today's webinar and piano masterclass, entitled An Application of Body Movements in Piano Playing through Dalcroze Approach. Before we start the webinar, here's a gentle reminder to all of you. Please mute your microphone during the presentation and masterclass. You are advised to use your headphone for better sound quality. We welcome all of you to type your questions in the public chat box along the webinar. During the webinar, we will try our very best to address the questions when necessary. Also, at the end of the webinar, we'll have a 15-minute question and answer session where you can unmute yourself and ask as many questions as you wish to Dr. Onpavee today. After the webinar, Dr. Onpavee will conduct the very special and untraditional piano masterclass. Please stay with us. Now, let me introduce Dr. Onpavee Nitisingkarin to all of you. Dr. Onpavee, a native of Thailand, received her undergraduate degree in piano performance at College of Music, Mahidol University, and attended West Virginia University for her master's and doctorate in piano performance under Professor Dr. Peter Amstutz. Dr. Onpavee is a certified off-shoe work teacher from George Mason University Music Rhapsody Certified, and also in the Dalcroze Eurythmics Certification Program at Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh. Dr. Onpavee has conducted numerous Eurythmics workshops and has taught, explore, and enjoy classes for toddlers in West Virginia University. She was also a piano faculty at Washington and Jefferson College, as well as Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Pennsylvania, USA. Recently, she was a jury member for SET Youth Music Competition, Osaka International Music Competition, the 3rd and 4th Singapore International Youth Piano Competition, the 2nd Hong Kong International Music Competition for Young Pianists, and the Classic On International Piano Competition in Seoul, South Korea. Currently, Dr. Onpavee serves as an Assistant Dean for Educational Services, the Chair of Piano Department, the Director of the Thailand International Piano Competition, TIPC, and the piano instructor at College of Music, Mahidol University in Bangkok, Thailand. She is also an artistic director and the founder of Amstutz Music School in Bangkok, Thailand. So, Dr. Onpavee, we are glad to have you here. So now the floor is yours. Please welcome Dr. Onpavee.
Hi, everybody. Okay, nice to meet you. And let's go to the presentation first. So today I'm gonna talk a little bit about what is Dalcroze, and then what is the movement in Dalcroze, and also how I related the movement, the inspiration from Dalcroze movement into the piano playing, and how can I apply it into the piano playing. And then I'm gonna work with the student about their movement in playing, how can it help them to play and sounds better. Okay, so let me share my presentation. Okay, I hope everyone see it clear, right? Okay, so the overview. I might have you guys to move and walk a little bit, so please be prepared that you guys have a space in your place that you are watching right now. Okay, so the topics I'm going to talk about today is the Dalcroze approach, then Dalcroze educations, and the importance of movement. The third one is the movements in piano playing through the Dalcroze approach. And then I'll have you guys ask any questions that you might want to. And then I'll go ahead to the masterclass with 4 students, and they are very talented. So please looking forward to that. Okay, so about Emil Jacques Dalcroze. So who is he? The guys with this. So he's born in 18 65 until and live until like 1950. He's a Swiss composer, and then he's like has a Swiss parents, born in Vienna, but later he spent most of his life in Geneva. His gift is musical ability. He has like a lot of musical abilities in him, and also in theater and dance, like not only music, but he inspired many folks in like theater and dance as well. And he was appointed later, he was appointed as professor of harmony and solfege at the conservatory in Geneva. Actually, he founded a school in Hellerup, like for the dance in Dresden, near Dresden, Germany too. Okay, so why there is his approach or his, somebody calls his method, somebody calls his approach, but I rather call it like not a method, because to me, like if you call something a method, imagine if you are the pianist, okay, the method is similar to the method book of the piano. So like when you open and you follow instructions, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Actually, in Dalcroze, we are not following, I mean, exactly steps 1, 2, 3, 4. It's we have to go with the flow, go like what student gives you, and then you give that back, and then help them back like whatever they have, you know. So you will not go like steps 1, step 2, step 3, because that's too fixed. Okay, so the emergence of his approach is that's the reason why I call the approach, not the method. Okay, so the students around the year like 1896, when he is at the conservatory, he was like starting to notice like there's when he's teaching like the harmony, so not has any physical feeling when they perform, when they sing the solfege, when they have to do the dictation, or when they would do whatever in the ear training or oral skills class or harmony class. No physical feelings. They're just like go note and next note and next note and next note, like put it together. So if I compare it to like the language, it's like you read the poet and you don't understand anything of the poet at all. You just like can't spell out word by word by word, but don't know what is how it connect together. So he was like, I think I have disappointed a little bit, like why the student in the conservatory, like who study music as a major, is like this. So he came up like with his invention, like interactive games and exercise. After that, it was like, oh wow, much better approach. I mean, with this much better approach, he get much better responses from students. So he tried to develop this way of teaching. Okay, so that's why it's an emergence of his approach. So let me say that like he's like, I mean, not the one who really called it, okay, this is his like way to teach, this is like his method. It's usually the his disciple, like the students who combined it together, like after that, you know, like when composer write a piece and then later it's someone behind him after they die, you know, like compile things. Okay, so let me go on. What is the Dalcroze eurythmics? What is comes together like trademark name, you know. So eurythmics is the word from Greek root, you know. It's EU and the rhythms together means good flow or good movement. So anything with good movement, okay. He also said like about the eurythmics that we do not only listen to music with our ears, it resonates in our whole body and the brain and also in the heart as well. So you can, I put a link in the bottom, then you can go and read more. And actually here, like it's a journal article from Virginia Mead. There's an article, a good article about like what is the Dalcroze eurythmics. So you can go search, like it is in Gesture, I think. Okay, and then the things that I said, it is a process. So how can you identify what is this? So it's a process of awakening, developing, and refining like your musical sense, your musical self through 3 branches: movement, ear training, and improvisation. So improvisation is the one that ties everything up together, and then everything in his approach must have a movement. So you will not sing solfege, just do re mi fa sol la ti do. You just sing it with movement while you move around the room. Okay, so everybody, like if you sing the scales, you're gonna not sing like just that. You're gonna sing like do, re, mi, fa, sol, something like that. So when you sing, you're gonna sing do, re, mi, fa, and then move like from here to there, like at directions. You know what I mean? So it's everything through movement, ear training, and improvisations. Okay, let's go on. Okay, why Dalcroze education and why movement? Why is it that much important? So it is that much important because it's benefits for musicians, like especially the pianist. Today I'm going to talk about just for the pianist, not the other instruments. But you can apply. It actually benefits to everyone, even the senior citizen and the newborn baby. If they have a sense of this, if they been exposed to this, like since they were young, or they experience and they like they hear the improvised music a lot, and then they are in the class with their moms a lot. It will help in the connection of the neuron in the baby as well. So they will grow up like having like more developed brain, and then actually smarter. Like there's several research about that too. Like you can like continue go find it. And then actually today I'm going to talk about pianist. So it's developed a stronger sense of rhythm and harmony in pianists, and then it's unlocked and it make easier and more expressive performance. So when you play, it's rather than notes by note by note by notes. And also heightening listening skills and intuition of the pianist as well. So you not only play and then check if you have right note, right rhythm, but you also like gonna have to really hear what you are playing, what you want to communicate, what you want to say to your audience, and you're gonna see your piece like as a bigger picture, and then it also help you to understand music through your whole body. And then so what is the characteristic of like the Dalcroze educations? So it is actually the education that you learn, you teach, and you express and you feel the music through any playful, purposeful, and dynamic movement activities. So this is a characteristic of the Dalcroze. You can Dalcroze education. You can go read more at the link below as well. I just like summarize and for you guys. And the movement in piano playing. Okay. You might like heard this word like first time. Actually, like I was really inspired like when I was working when I was having class and workshop at Carnegie Mellon. One of my teacher, I used to have hand injury before, and then I have one of my Dalcroze teacher, Leslie Upchurch, like she helped me with the movement in piano playing, and that's like changed my whole perspectives about like how you work on the piano. Like usually I might be like I was like the students at the conservatory like that Dalcroze teach, like so you're gonna see your music like notes by notes by notes, okay, and you not hear like the harmony like for the whole entire thing, something like that. And you want think about like what is the best movement in terms of using like for piano playing. And then like she's like put one dot on my hands, one red dot, and she said like, see the dot, how it moves on the piano. Like I see it's like a spike, you know, like this. Oh my God. So she said like maybe let's analyze. So I was like, oh my God, I think it's like too much movement, too much unnecessary movement. And then maybe that's why like the hands is injured. And then the wrist maybe move up and down, up and down, up and down, something like that, like too much. So the problem of that, if you play not a harder repertoire, is fine. If you play easy, simple repertoire, is okay. But if you play like maybe like 45-minute sonata, it's gonna cause a trouble because you're gonna do the repetitive movement for so long. And if you do it with like wrong movement and unnecessary movement, it's gonna cause your hands injured, number one. Number two, it cannot communicate anything to the audience. So that's why I think so it resonates in me like, oh my God, this is really important. Like when you learn things in Dalcroze and then you apply into your own instrument, or I mean, for me, it's piano. For others, it can be the others instrument, and it's really, really help. So for me to change the perspective, how to see, like, how can I approach this instrument better? So, okay, let me introduce a little bit like where it's our movement begin in our body, like, and then a little bit about the common movement in piano playing. So our whole body thinks it as a whole, okay? From the top of the spine, which is like here, and then like actually like here in the middle of the skull, and then until like the begin, I mean the bottom of the spine, like the end of your like bottom when on your sit bone. Yeah, so that's torso, right? And then think it's the belly button as the core. You see my pointer and the sunshine over there. So think that is the core of your body. Okay, when I talk about body, it means you're gonna move yourself through the space from that belly button. That is like if you have like Tai Chi or yoga, actually it works well with this as well. It's like yin yang, you know, it's balance. So you're gonna move yourself through that, because like I think like several people like have a maybe wrong understand, or I mean not quite fully understand, like about like where the movement begins on your body. Usually people think like, oh, let's move. So the first thing that you're gonna move is finger. You're gonna reach your arms out. You're gonna reach your arm in the other way, and you're gonna use the arms, right? And actually the arms is what, you know, is the branch of the tree. If you see a tree like outside, right, it's just a branch. If the branch is like gone, like crack, the tree is still the tree, the core is still there, right? So actually this is like what's that, an ornament, you know, so it's not that important. Everything grow from the middle. It's actually like it's in all of the art form, like the architect, everything grow from the middle. Like if you have the strong core, is very important. It's also like the helping with the space in your body and the timing when you perform the music also. So remember the core is this, you know, like I mean at first I'm not don't know also. Like I mean the first person who pointed this out is like when I went to the workshop with like Jack Stevenson, he's like point this out that this movement is from your core. Also the fingers and arm and shoulder is like something attached to your core. So if you move, let me show, I mean I'll show you later how is two different things differentiate like when you move. And then the grounded, when you have the grounded movement, think about torso aligning and your whole all length of your spine and the core working together. And you know what is the medium of bringing those things moves through the music, move with the music, is your breathing, is the air. So when you prep your movement, you have to breathe in. And then keep breathing, and then it's like release the air, right, and move through the space, and then after that you're gonna rebreathe again. So it's like the conductor conducts, or it's like when you try to think about the balloon, when you blow the balloon, like it in and then keep blowing until it's in, right, and then repetitive again. So it's a phrasing too. It is the phrasing when you try to breathe at first and then keep it moving and then breathe again for the other phrase. So in Dalcroze, like when you do it, you're going to change the directions when you want to change the phrase, right? Okay, so let me stop sharing this a little bit. I'm going to show you something. Okay, so this, for example, if I move myself like with my fingers lead, so I'm gonna just use this, which is like non-purpose, right? But if I move, like for example, I will move myself to the piano, and I use the chord, I will just carry myself like through the chord, to the chord, to the chord, to the chord, and then here. So it's like, it's more like elegant, like when you move, you know. Okay, now I want to maybe work with you guys a little bit on this. So if you have space and you hear the low sound, you can walk. If you sit down, you can clap. You can use, you can choose anything, okay? What I ask you to do is just to clap and think that this is your branch. Think that is the energy come from the core. So clap and then feel the space when you clap, not that is the clapping without any space. And this is the clapping like this with a space. So you can change your clapping to here, to there, different points in the air. Okay, think about that a little bit. And also when you walk, if you hear my low sound, you're gonna walk like step, your feet, step your feet. The phrase change, you can change directions. If you have small space, it's fine. You're gonna do smaller movement, but more resistant. So it's gonna help you to build the lines or something like that. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna ask you maybe to clap first. Clap and clap and clap. Clap and clap and clap and clap. Now I'm gonna ask you to walk. Walk, 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 walk. Now you're gonna mix. Let me show you how to mix. So you're gonna walk like 4 steps with clapping on the first beat, like 2, 3, 4, clap, 2, 3, 4, and clap, something like this, okay? So experience the space, and if you hear some phrase change, you might want to change. Or if I call you in the middle that you have to change, maybe you change for me, okay? Let's go. 2, ready, go. Okay, now walk alone, no clap. And clap too. I think you experience something when you're moving, like with your core, right? Okay, let me go more. Okay, I hope that like refresh your morning a little bit. Okay, that's why I haven't have you skip or doing anything like that will make you throw up like in the morning. Okay, let me share my next screen. I'm gonna show like how how my students work with this. Okay. Okay, so usually like Dalcroze teacher always say like sound and movement is the same. I mean, when you have a sound, that's a movement. Okay, so there will be a movement accompanied to every sound that you hear, like when the bird is chirping, like when the tree leaves is like moving a little bit, you're gonna have to imagine what sounds do you hear. Okay, so this is the example. Okay, let me mention about these guys. So actually the girls who's playing the piano, okay, she having a little trouble with playing legato. I mean, this is much better when I have her pair with these two guys. The students who wear the black shirt and black pants is helping her to make it visual. So we have one word, it's called Plastique Animée. It's the musical interpretation. I mean, I just use my word, okay? It has like more fancy words. I'm gonna show you later. It's a musical interpretation of or the music in visual art form. So you're gonna turn the sounds into visual arts form. So I have them work together. This is like the second movement of the Schubert Sonata. So I have the girl who play work with the girl who dance. Okay, so she has experience too, and I change her back to playing, and I have this guy come in to help be a partner. Okay, so it's a solo piano piece that they work together. Like I coach them a little bit, so please watch. Okay, so I think it's give you like some picture of how they move together, and then I mean this is like the example, and it's from my studio recital. So I have like some student work with this, like when they have problem in their piece. Okay, this one I'm gonna give you slide out because like we have times up. So no, I mean this is available in YouTube, but it's like the Plastique Animée for the licensed candidates. They work. I'm gonna show you just a little bit, not the full things. Okay, and I put a link like down there, so you're gonna search it up later afterwards. So it's from Khachaturian, the piano piece as well. So you see, like actually it's like two phrases, right? And then it's questions and answer. That's why they use the right hand and the left hand to answer. Okay, so so please continue watching like by your own. Like I have to go on. Okay, so what is the purpose of the movement just now? It's help with the balance. Okay, and then you need to have the balance between time, space, and energy. Okay, everything has to plan. If you have so much time but you have like little space, you have to move in a little bit movement and then less energy. Otherwise you cannot finish on time. I mean, the time will end like later. You already finished your space, right? And if you have very big space and small time, you have to move with bigger energy, right? It's the same when you play the piano, like when you travel from top there to down here, you know, so you have to plan well. Okay, so what is that help? It's going to help with your sense of playing. It's going to help with the ease of in communication when you want to talk to your audience. Okay, so plan this well, and it's going to be a more decent playing. And okay, let me talk about what Dalcroze talk about the Plastique Animée. Actually all plastic education I mean it should aim especially at the arousing of natural instincts spontaneously, like individual conceptions. The final culmination of studies in moving plastic is certainly the direct expression of aesthetics, feelings, and emotions without the aid of music or even a speech. So actually you have to hear from inside. Okay, now questions and answer. Okay, so I think Dr. Siwei will have like some questions to ask, and then I am gonna be happy to answer.
Thank you, Dr. Onpavee, for your very informative sharing. I believe all of us have learned a lot from you. I especially like the videos that seeing the people roll on the floor. Yeah, I think that is really special movements when we are thinking about moving together, dance together with the music. Because I also experienced when I ask students to move along, okay, with the music, actually they feel really shy, you know. So they thought, I'm a pianist, so why should I move with the music? So they don't have this habit or this thinking, like to feel the music more by moving together with the music. Yeah, I really like your sharing a lot. And I think there are a lot of people from the participants who like to ask you some questions, because I know they would like to know more about the Dalcroze approach. So let's move on to our Q&A session. If you have any questions, please unmute your mic and you can talk to Dr. Onpavee and ask as many questions as you wish. Or if you have faced any problems in teaching toddlers, kids, or any level of piano students, please feel free to ask Dr. Onpavee. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anybody who have some interest about this program also can ask Dr. Onpavee.
Feel free to ask, like don't shy, because I think we all have the same problem. Trust me, I mean, I have problem before, like when I teach. So I mean, try my best to adapt and then to help the students. And then I think this problem happened in many levels, actually in every levels of your of the teaching, not just only advanced level that I use. Actually, I call it the floor game for the little kids. Okay, so if I teach like 3 years old child, like, and then they play just do re mi fa son. So I also work something like this with them from young. I didn't just start from the university level. And actually the university level is harder because they have like, you know, more filter. They have like many filters. Oh my God, I'm trying. I don't know what to do. But rather than, I mean, the kids, the really young kids, I asked them, can you skip? They just, okay, fine. They did not think anything. So I said, okay, if I play this music, how will you move? They're gonna just move like to their instinct, you know, like they hear and then react. So actually it's help if any of you have the young child at your home, and then maybe right now they stay home because of the COVID, right? So if you want to perform something, you know, and then you have like a niece and nephew, or maybe your daughter or son, you play for them and then let them react, then you will know how good or how bad you play. Because I have problem one time. No, I mean when I first know what is a Dalcroze or something like that, and you know what I did? I play my piece before. I mean when I start working on this many 10 years, like more than 10 years ago. So I play, maybe so bad because I just learned the piece. Those kids was like still. I was like, what happened? Do you feel anything? No, I don't want to move. Okay. So you see, if your music not even move the kids, why do you play for your audience? Doesn't mean anything, right? It will be just note and note and note. That's it.
So, Dr. Onpavee, what age you would suggest to start to incorporate this movement playing? For like what age is good? Any?
I mean, if they already learn an instrument, just learn it together in the piano lesson, something like that. But I mean, usually what I did, and then I work with the kids that you know, I compare, but I didn't do like a formal research yet, but like I do a comparison when I teach, when I accept the pianist who is just begin like fresh piano at 5 years old, and I compare to the kids that was in my class from baby, like 6 years, I mean 6 months, you know. So the 6-month baby comes with the mother, and then they move to the music, you know. And actually it's help that I said to connect the neuron in the brain, you know. It's help in early wiring, and early wiring like finish like about 2 years old. And then the oral, the balance in your body, you know, it's finished around that age. So the capacity to learn the language and to learn the music actually is the same thing. The balance in your body between right side and left side and the midline and the cross midline things, it begins when you are younger. 5 years old, considered too late to experience something like this. So if you come at 5 years old, we can work on something like that. It will be like not as natural as 6 months. I mean, 6 months, the mom said, oh my God, how can I see the result? You will not see that at that age, but you're gonna see it later, because most of my students who is start younger, like with the music class, they usually come to piano with no rhythm problem, no inner hearing problem, yes, and fast moving. They move forward really fast. I mean, I like, for example, I clap like 1 time, they can play that rhythm back like easy. I said, can you please bring this voice out? So I mean, I think the problem of the pianist usually is they don't hear. Or they hear, but they don't know how to make this match what they hear inside. I mean, they don't know how to match, you know. So first thing that they have to match is their movement. Second thing is their singing. Like they have to be able to perform back at least one line, like decent, you know, and later they can do the complicated line. They can do like more advanced thing. I think usually the people in advanced level, they're gonna think like, oh, I have to think advanced. I will not play anything simple. I will not simplify anything, and that is the problem because everything gonna mess up in a chunk.
Then how about how do we incorporate this Dalcroze into piano technique teaching?
Yeah, I think about first thing, the piano teacher, you have to observe first, like what looks so struggle in there. What is the things that look so struggle, you know, like somebody plays scale and then like you I see like arm movement like this, you know, and I see like more, I mean the sounds already end, you know, they still have excessive movement in their playing. So maybe, I mean, if the teachers can notice and they can observe about that, and then ask them maybe to move with their simple melody line. What do you want to hear? And can you move? Can you give the directions? So if you take that to work on the floor, just sing and don't play and move whatever you hear. You might sing like out of tune at first, but I mean it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better if you keep doing it. Okay, and then add the other lines for work. Or if you sing your melody, you can walk your bass line. Oh, this is work well with Bach. I have my students, you know, that guys that dance in the choreography just now, Plastique just now. When he first with me, he played Bach. I don't remember which Bach, but he played Bach, and he cannot memorize Bach. You know what I have him do? I have him like steps on the maybe bass line of the Bach, and then clap the alto or clap the soprano and sing the alto voice.
Wow.
Since I actually went, what are you asking me to do? And at first it look very awkward, but when you are familiar with it, it's gonna be like more smooth and more directions. I mean, after that, no problem in memorizing anything.
I actually encounter a problem when I'm teaching students to play LPD bass. Actually, they do not really know how to rotate the hands and the movement. So
yeah,
what do you suggest? Yeah.
So when you hear Alberti bass, what do you hear? Doesn't mean, for example, like, right? So whatever I have them do is I have them like close the hands like this. So it's da, 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 da. So actually it's just C, like 1 and 2. That's it. The. I think most of the students hear this. Do, san, mi, son, do. Too much. It's just do and the next do. So do, done. Or you actually can have them just 1 and 1. Do, mi, do. You see my accent? Do, mi, do, and do. So the thing is just fill into the other C. Yeah, so that's what I have them do. And then if they I think it's the problem with the smaller muscle. They don't know how to coordinate the bigger muscles, which is like the rotation is happen here, right? And a little bit help of the wrist. Somebody think it's all the wrist, is no forearm. So that's the problem already. So you just lock this and then you do this. This is how you rotate, right? Okay, and this is just the branch of the tree that I told you just now. Remember, this is the branch only, is not the main point. I think usually students think these are the main thing, but yeah, you have to be able to control your small muscle, but the main work is from your bigger muscle. Yeah, and then so I mean I always ask them to separate this and then mix this and then work it together later or something like that. I think it's gonna help a lot. Or I have 2 points on the floor, have them jump, that's this. So and then what they remember in the body is the energy from one to the other one to the other one. So they're gonna transfer that. So this is the feet to play, jump, that's it. Okay. But have the directions more between C and C.
So there's a question from Liana. Does this mean that the body movement of the dancers can be applied into our performance?
Yes, right. you can always apply. So think like how will you move on the floor and transfer those to the playing. So feet on the floor means what notes on the piano, hands on the floor mean what notes on the piano. Actually, like this idea is also like Dalcroze also inspired Orff a lot. Orff also have a movement as one branch in his approach as well, in his process as well. So both of these two methods has a movement, but I mean they move differently too. So if you hear this kind of movement, okay, it's Orff. Is you hear if you see this kind of movement, so it's Dalcroze. So it's have something different like in detail, but like these tools they also use, and they have a levels in movement that you can compare to the register in the piano playing later or the other instrument later too.
Okay, I think we have reached 10:45 a.m. So if you have any questions to ask Dr. Onpavee, you can actually email to this to Onpavee Google Mail. So the email address is onpavee@gmail.com. Right? And also I have sent the link, the presentation link, the presentation slides here from Dr. Onpavee. And I also now I'm attaching the feedback form. If you can fill in the feedback form after the masterclass, or if you are leaving, then you can help us to fill in the feedback form. All right. So thank you so much.